So, it's been a while, hasn't it? Probably around 11 to 12 months to be specific. As much as I'd like to do a proper intro where I'd be like, hello, welcome back to the build, I have no time to record this because for some reason I forgot to record an intro. So, I am doing this at the very last minute, so I'm just gonna quickly skim over what we're gonna cover in this, and what's the deal with everything. This video is gonna have a lot of building updates, and new things that we've added, and hopefully a couple more time lapses depending on how much time I have to record them. But it will be a lot of commentary where I actually talk about what's happened. Oh my god, hi, but oh, hi. But I will be talking a lot more than usual because I feel like we actually have to summarize how the builds worked and what's the real mapping of the place because I've never really covered that before. So I don't know why I'm in the shadow. Let's do that. Let's have a chat. Let's establish the ruins first because I feel like I've never really talked about this apart from when I started, and that was a very old time. In terms of the ruins, it's practically 99% complete. There is a couple rooms, like this one for example. Why is there a hole there? Wait, what? Why? Thank you, Ominous Signal. Anyway, where were we? Most of the rooms have been complete, apart from the starting one here, which I mean, clearly we've got a big plan for it, I'm just not entirely sure how to execute it yet, so I'm not building it, until I've got a good idea. Coming through here, actually got this complete, apart from this, the actual thing's not been complete, but the door itself actually works, which is bizarre. Nothing new here, apart from maybe a banner or two. Still got to do some touch-up things up in the back doors. These still have to lead into the other room. This room, this block wasn't announced when we made this room, so we actually never knew how we were going to do this, but I think that's what we're going to use now. If not, yeah, not entirely sure what I'm doing with this yet, because this is actually, yeah, this was actually Squid's room to build, so I actually had no hand in the design. Which, I mean, it looks really cool for the concept. I think we just kind of ran out of ideas and didn't know what to do here, so probably come back to that. This room has been mostly done, but yeah, I think we need a bit more stuff there. Also, the pillar's gone. You know, our very professional pillar? Yeah, that's not there anymore, and I don't know why. This room, if you can't tell, is the save room, or the blip that you realize you're murdering people. It looks really nice. I love the design of here. Squid thought he should go all out a bit more, and so he started designing up here too. Which I love this place, right? Just this whole aesthetic is so nice. This is actually the river person's boat as well. It's going to connect up to the main thing. Problem is, he kind of did this all in a wonder while his imagination was going wild, and then ran out of ideas. So he shoved a volcano in here. I thought it'd be cool to build a church, because as we know, Undertale's monsters are actually quite religious, or they seem to be. They give off the energy. It's definitely not done, but the rough idea is here. Oh yeah, the pathways in the previous room we just looked at, I think we're meant to connect up to here at some point. Yeah, that connects up pretty well if you look at that. You go up here and you just go along a bit. That connects up practically perfectly with this area. What's this? Oh my. I don't know what happened here, but we're just gonna leave. This room, I think we've covered it already. To summarize, monsters that live here are like frogs and stuff, so they like swampy areas. So we thought we'd add some like marshy and ruined stuff because, you know, this is the ruins after all. What kind of people would we be if we built the ruins not ruined? This room's actually the bit that you speak to the 3 frogs. So we kind of just went under the assumption that they really like this room in particular. Because, you know, it's a lot more damp than the other ones. This room's Squid's child. It's such a mess, right? And I can barely capture it on camera. Because it's so chaotic. But I love it. Because it's clear there's a design. There's the pillars holding it up and everything. And there's like roots growing out the walls, vines everywhere. Which, this room's actually the one where you go fall down the hole and you press the lever, which we've apparently not placed. But yeah, I'm obsessed with this room. Definitely watch Squid's video that he did on this because it is so good. And when we eventually release the build, please take the time to notice all the little details that's been added. It is so good. Through here kind of follows the same design. Not that interesting. We just need a way that we went upwards, because that's just how the mapping ended up working out. But yeah, this is a weird room where you had to press the levers behind all the pillars, which we also haven't placed. Now, this next bit, the thing for there, is Toriels' house. Now, most of the interior is complete. And the exterior of the house, also complete, for the most part. I don't think I want to show it though, because, I mean, I think Squid might have, but I did design the outside, and I'm not sure how I feel about showing it before the actual garden's complete. I think I want to do a separate video on that as a whole. Why am I getting Discord notifications? So, you know, I might change my mind later in the video. I'll put it up on screen if I actually do show you it. But for now, that's going to be left for another time. Hopefully not in 8 months again, because I'm sick of waiting to make content. But yeah, that practically summarizes the ruins so far. And now, I'm gonna jump to Snowdin, because there's been a ridiculous amount of progress there. You do not understand. I showed you 2 hills, and they look like rocks in comparison to the work that's been done. In fact, it's so big, we couldn't even time-lapse it all, because we don't have time to sit through 10 or 20 minutes of just stone placing. Because yes, need I remind you, all of the mountains and this entire build is placed by hand. No world edit. So, yeah, it takes a while. Sometimes I forget how much we've built until I fly through here to come to Snowdin, and there's just a wall of a mountain. If that doesn't summarize what's been built, I don't know what does. I suppose I should also mention that this is meant to be the ruined city. This is the view that you see with the toy knife, or at least roughly. I don't know if we've actually, like, fixed the view. I love these designs. I actually designed them myself, apart from some bits, like those. I think I got a bit of help from Cheesy Puff, because he basically forced me. But, I might scrap these completely, because I've actually got a completely new idea for the ruined city that I'll probably cover in the next video. I want to do a couple videos where I just finish off the ruins, because let's be honest, I can't look at more purple. Please, I spent months just looking at purple and more purple. Just a realization that I had while leaving the ruins. I can't show you the start of Snowdin yet. Sure, there's lots of progress, and I'm actually standing on some of it right now. But, I've actually time-lapsed a lot of that recently, and I plan to, actually show you it in proper form instead of summarize it, time-lapse and all. So, yeah, I'll cut to where we left off. We actually built a whole Snowdin Town, unrelated to Snowdin Town, and completely new mountain ranges. So I'll go show that, and then we'll come back here. Alright? Cool. This is the real oh my, I'm real recorded fail. So last time we were in the mountains, we built, you know, lovely mountain. Really like it. Yeah, it's really nice. And then we also built this one. Not really much to say about it. We've just built it. Hell, if I fly up here, you can get the exact screenshot I used for the thumbnail. Oh wow, guys, look, we built massive mountains in Snowdin. Enough about obnoxious titles. You may have noticed, just from that brief thing, there's a couple more. When I say a couple, I mean, yeah, these look tiny in comparison now. The tallest point that is like at basically the smallest part of this mountain. The craziest part about this is that all mountains in Snowdin are built by hand. All the stone. Some of the snow we just paint on, but that's to get a rough idea, and then we're gonna go around hand placing all the layers and stuff. So that sort of stuff is all hand placed. This stuff's just a rough painting to get an idea. I'm terrified of that fact, because you kind of just get lost in the building, and next thing you know, you've built a bloody cliff face. I'd love to show off actual time-lapse footage of this sort of thing, but most of it was Squid's doing on this side, because honestly, I kinda didn't build a lot of this part. I built around there and other parts. I kind of moved on from Snowdin for a little bit, and then Squid was like, no. What if we go even further? And he just kind of did this. So, I mean, it looks really nice. I love it. Also, this little cottage, really, really cozy. Big fan. But, yeah, I don't really have much to say about this apart from go watch his videos. I don't even know if he covered this actually because we kind of had a lot of recording problems, which is why we've kind of not got a lot of stuff. But I can show you the footage I've built. I don't know why I'm jumping. I guess this is just what we're doing now. There's also the mountain range over this way, which I know he did cover. He did build. I built this bit down here because I randomly logged on, saw he was doing that. I was like, yeah, I could do a little bit. But honestly, most of that was his job. So, real hats off to him. There was a middle section here, but I didn't like it, so I blew it up. It's fine. Don't worry. I asked for permission first, and yeah, we're just gonna redo it. It wasn't bad. It really wasn't. It's just we're very nitpicky, and I want to make it slightly different. So we're gonna get around to that eventually. Over here, he did time lapse a lot of this. This is mostly alright. All the stuff over here, I don't think we're going to be redoing much of it. It's not complete, but it's pretty much. Because underneath this was actually... Underneath is the old mountain layout here, and we just kind of decided we don't like it. So we're just building over it. Yeah, it kind of explains the bloody stone counter. Squid has like double mine, and that is insane. So, you know, to summarize, built a lot of mountains. Then we've just came over and destroyed some of them and building over it because we're like, wow, I slightly don't like the shape of this. Let's do it again. This is where Snowdin Town is meant to be planned. There's Sands of Papyrus's house. Building-wise, not got any of it done. We've got the rough mapping, might change a few building sizes, but as a whole, we've just got to design some of it, and we should be sorted from there. Don't ask about that. Squid has an obsession with this guy. I was trying to texture some of the mountains, like a month ago. Not entirely there yet. Still got a lot of stuff. But color-wise, I do like the clay. This is very much temporary. This whole thing is an experimental build. Like, we have no idea what we're doing. Like, until this point, we've never built mountains like this. So, good job us, I guess. Now, in front of me, I actually can show some time-lapse footage because I built this part of the mountain and I built the village. So, without further ado, we're gonna cut into a really quick time-lapse. Let's go. And we are back. Now, I don't have the building of these houses very much on camera because we switched versions like 3 times and I lost quite a lot of recording footage. I know, it's really annoying. But I might have some. If I do, I'd shove it in now. But yeah, I really like the design of these houses. Nice cozy village. There's not much to show apart from the fact that we've not done interior of that. We just kind of built them and then we're on our way. This whole village isn't part of Undertale. That's the thing. This is all just a custom area because we're like, surely there's more people living in Snowdin. Like, they don't have a whole mountain area and have that one town. So, we built this. It's nothing too fancy, but we did really need to experiment with building house designs because, again, up until this point, I hadn't built a house properly in, like, since 2018. So, really needed to up our game here, and I feel like we did. We achieved it. And now, we bring you Among Us. Oh, I just realised we don't need to have a second Oh my god, what the heck?
Hi.
I don't like this. I really don't like it. Stop. Get away from me. Stop holding my head! POV Among Us. You come in here, we do have a really dodgy bar, but a certain well, someone logged onto the server and they built this. I'm not gonna elaborate any further. You know what? You saw nothing. That, my friends, wasn't real. You're hallucinating. But to conclude Snowdin-wise, lots of mountains have been placed. Check out Squid's video for some extra footage if I don't have it. But in terms of buildings, apart from that, not got too much to show. Now, luckily, I have been working on the start of Snowdin, because I actually did a lot of the stuff over there. Why? That is... Look what you've done. If we make our way over here, we can finally talk about the start of Snowdin. Which, ignoring the weird Christmas tree that Squid randomly built with a couple other people. Humongous progress. Okay, I've upped the render distance. So, oh my god. So we can see most of the progress so far. Now the frames are going to be a bit bad, just so I can do an overview, but I'll turn them down in a sec. But yeah, honestly, besides that, which I'll talk about that in a second, I could say most of this beginning part is complete. We've got the river here that Papyrus builds the bridge on. We've got the ominous pathway where Sans does his creepy thingy-majiggy. And we've got the woods behind it. So yeah, I think most of this progress has been done for the start of Snowdin. At least that's what I would have said if it actually looked alright. The problem about this area is, one, no one knew how to build trees apart from me vaguely, so we put some placeholders in after making like 3 designs. So it looks scuffed as heck. Because this doesn't look like a dense forest, just this looks like we've shoved in some random trees. Down here, this river bit is far too small for the Papyrus Bridge. And don't even get me started on how really weird the water works. Look! It just goes down, because the Y level of the water needs to be around Y20. And that's fun and all, but that contradicts over here. That, and the terraforming on the floor itself, just doesn't look that great. Look at the shape, that just... Why? This looks so wrong. Which is why we're gonna change it. So, all of these woods, all of the terraforming on here, we're gonna destroy it. And rebuild the whole area. Now, most of the mountains can stay the same, maybe change up a few bits. Mainly over here, because originally, we're going to have another layer of a forest up here. And then I thought, why not to experiment with having a lake up there, because I thought that'd be nice. It wasn't. So now we've just got this mess without anything to do with it. I think the new plan is going to be change the entire terrain here, have a pathway going up into another layer of the forest so you can look over this one, which will get rebuilt because I don't like these trees. Okay, somehow I forgot to mention this in the video. We're gonna cut into a time lapse where I actually change the build. Let's go. And we are done. Now something you might have noticed in the time lapse is that I actually did this part and this part. So you might be wondering, why is only some of the dirt placed? Well, you see, the dirt over here made no sense because for some reason rivers have to have both sides roughly the same height. So when I had it so like this side and this side was drastically different, that apparently made no sense. So I just broke it and we've got a new shape. Which honestly I think this one's going to work better, but I've completely run out of time to make this, so any extra progress I'm going to make over here is going to have to get done in a couple weeks because I'm not going to be here. But you know, solid amount of progress. We've got all the terrain down here finished, got all the dirt on top, and a rough path layout, which I'm going to be honest, I'm probably going to just cover it up because I have no idea if I'm going to keep this. I've also got no idea what I'm going to do with a bit over here. I've got this really cool cliff face area, the river's going to be down here somewhere, and then it just kind of just connects somehow, and I don't really know, because this whole area was done before I changed this, so yeah. Also, there's meant to be a cave there into the ruins, and I have no idea how I'm going to do that. But I'm sure we'll work it out. I'll mention it in the next video. Now you can see that I actually changed a lot of the tree design. Before it looked like this, which honestly isn't that bad, but it kind of looks very chaotic, and it's very hard to bunch it together to get a thick forest when you have these types. Whereas this one is much less detailed on the bottom, but when looking at it from the side and literally any other angle, you can actually get the effect of a forest instead of random trees everywhere. So yeah, I'm gonna stick to these designs. Of course, I'm probably gonna stick like branches and stuff on it, but this is the very first tree design I made, so this is the bigger one. And then I was just like, let's just do that a million more times. Oh god, I'm getting Discord notifications. Recording this now, I've actually realised I don't have the footage of me building this. Yeah, the joys of losing things because you decide to reset the PC halfway through recording something like a month ago. But you know, that's fine. I'm sure you don't need to see much more stone placing right now because there's gonna be plenty more in the future, so you're not missing out on much. I mean, aside from the fact that I've still got a lot of work to do here, Squid started changing this one again, which I like that bit, but I don't like the bit down here, so I'm probably gonna have to change that a bit again. This is a much better size for the bridge thing, instead of just a 3-block thing that's 1 block deep. So you know, I'm happy about that. Now, I am completely out of time to record this video because for some reason I decided to start doing it, and then I'm now going on holiday for 2 weeks and this is literally the night before, so yeah, that's not going to make it so consistent uploads are going to be a thing. And then when I get back, college is starting pretty soon, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with making more of these. The structure of this one was very different, a lot more talking, because I feel like we have to actually summarize the build a bit more. Because my previous ones, you know, I did a lot of building, but there wasn't actually much of me talking about what was going on. And I feel like, despite how much talking there was in this one, it's good to get this across so you actually understand what's going on in the build, instead of just me being like, stone, place, quartz. Oh, that is an awful line. Motivation-wise, doing a bit better than I previously was when I made that weird announcement. But honestly, it's not perfect yet. So even if I do get back and have time, I might be a bit fluctuating on it. But it's definitely not going to take 11 months again. Maybe it's going to take like a month or so, but in a better way. Not a I'm gonna try make content and procrastinate a month. No, I'll probably do it within the span of a week or something, and then just like, you know, release them steadily and consistently quality-wise. But yeah, let me know what you think of the talking thing. There's not going to be as much talking in the next one because I'm planning to actually have more time-lapse and in-time updates instead of recording it later and having footage from the past. But yeah, this is more of an update with some new building, whereas next time it's definitely just going to be all new. So there's going to be more talking, but not as heavy than this video, because this one is like 20 to 30 minutes long, but it's important. And if you haven't made it to this point in the video, well, I guess I can't say hi to you, but if you have, hope you enjoyed at least somewhat and have a better understanding of the build. And I'll see you at another time, whenever that is.